Welcome to the Whitetail Legacy Podcast.
Tomorrow is opening day.
This morning, didn't have a great hunt. Deer didn't move like usual.
We just got set up in the middle of this bedding thicket. Saving this spot from the rut. It's a nice, I think it's a nice buck.
Boom! Hits a 170.
That was money. I think he's down right over there, maybe 10 yards.
Whitetail Legacy Podcast, bringing you back to the hunt and leaving a legacy.
Baller rut.
All right, guys, we had the last breath boys on, man. This was a stellar episode. These guys are, I like this team, dude. I can see big things for their future. We can't thank them enough for coming up here and doing an in-studio podcast. Just so you guys know, we had the air conditioner cranking, baby. So if you guys hear the audio not so legit, it is hot in here. We had 4 full-grown men in here, and it was hot. So thank God.
Everybody else was hot. I was trying to get it turned off.
Yeah, I know.
Just so everybody's on my side.
Only guy wearing Adidas shorts. All right, let's get right into the people that make this possible. Let's start off with Ingram. Ingram's about got my buck done. Ingram's Outdoor Obsession, so I'm ready. I'm ready, dude. I'm stoked.
I'm surprised you haven't heard anything yet. Because
I told him to put it on the back burner and let him get some other.
I'm gonna say because legitly it's October 15th buck.
Yeah.
And then there's deer going out the door.
Yeah, from shotgun season and stuff,
So props to you for doing that.
I was just like, you got a lot of stuff going on. Put it on the back burner, and I know I'll get a more quality product if he's not rushing anyway. So
right.
When that thing gets done, I will definitely be sharing some pics of it because that full sneak's gonna look good.
That full sneak. I'm just waiting on a deer for March. I took him deer in March. How long you think that'd take to get back?
The last deer he ever got.
No,
your deer's probably getting pretty close, man.
Yeah, it's got to be getting close.
So it's gonna be excited.
If yours is on the back burner, mine's got to be getting close. I was just hoping, we can kind of do like a team thing. But I don't want you to, sacrifice that much.
You want me to wait that long?
That'd be cool as shit, but
do a team release,
team reveal,
I'll do it. I'll do it for you.
I'm
doing it for you.
I don't want you to do that because I'm
doing it.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Season's getting close. Don't forget him this season. If you got any skull work, any shoulder mounts, he's the guy to do it around this area, or if you're traveling to this area, he'll hook you up. He's done that multiple times, so we can't thank Chris enough for what he does. Let's get into ECW calls. I heard, have you been to the new Gander Outdoor?
I have not.
I've seen that they're opening now everywhere. Gander Outdoor, not Gander Mountain, Gander
it's
Outdoor.
Just Gander Outdoor? Okay,
yeah.
I thought that was like an individual deal.
No, that's the Gander Mountain, yeah.
So it's just like, it's not like, is it like Gander Mountain?
No, it's supposed to be just, how like they focus on a lot of camping stuff.
Yeah.
Gander Outdoor is supposed to be more like hunting stuff, hunting related.
And then are they targeting local business in their area, like wherever the store is? Man, that's badass.
Yeah, so you can find all ECW's calls there at the Gander Mountain in Peoria. So that's super excited for him.
Yeah.
And he's in Presley's in our area too. All his turkey calls, his grunt tubes, everything he's got to offer. We're going to start offering them on our website.
Yep.
We're going to offer them if you want to get real legit with the podcast. We're going to offer them in with the podcast logo or without the podcast logo, whatever you guys would like. You're supporting a veteran-owned, veteran-operated company when you buy ECW calls, all handmade, all American-made by a 22-year veteran. So Jeff has put in some serious work on his calls. I had super good success with it this turkey season. The purr on that sucker is.
I'm gonna tell you, dude, that.
And then this year I'm gonna be rocking that slate and glass.
I was gonna save that. I was gonna save it, but man, I cannot wait to get that.
That slate and glass combos.
Yes.
It's going to be nice. So,
But I probably drove by the tree Jeff is using for these products for 8 years. All his products are coming right out from the local area, and you can't ask for a better product when you get it in your hand and you use it. It sounds great.
yeah, his grunt tube is nice. I mean, the
Dude.
difference in tone you can get from the tube.
Yes, it's a 5-tone grunt tube.
Yeah.
That's a wood top.
Yeah, I mean, and you can make it custom to whatever you want. So.
Yeah, if you want a name, if you want a number, it don't matter what you want on it.
Logo, whatever you want.
He's got it.
I mean,
He can do it.
He can do it. So, all right, let's hit him with some veteran talk. We cover the veteran broadhead a lot on this episode, but this one
On this podcast?
on this podcast, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know where you're going there.
Yeah, that's
okay.
it. Yeah,
On this podcast.
Yeah, but this one, if you follow us on Facebook or if you've seen their Facebook page, they put out a post. And like we always say, the veteran broadhead it's red, white, and blue. I mean, these are Texas boys. They love their patriotism. It's a veteran-owned, veteran-operated, American-made company, just like ECW. They're putting out a 100% American-made broadhead, not Chinese blades, not German blades. This is American-made steel, boys.
You all right over there? You sound pretty serious right now.
I
Are
am
you okay?
serious. I'm serious. This post moved me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a lot of blue, it's a lot of white, and a little bit of red, just the ring.
Right.
And they said, well, your job is to put some more red on it by sending it through a critter and getting that blood trail.
Damn right it is.
Yeah, I mean, that right there, that's some badass marketing. That's more marketing to me than saying, hey, this famous guy shoots his brother.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go out there and put some more red, white, and blue on this American flag freedom fighting broadhead, singing the national anthem all the way to frickin' Boonertown. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you guys, if you shoot that broadhead this year, and I don't care if you knock down a forked horn, if you knock down a yearling doe, a mature doe, or a 197, send that picture to Matt because he's going to rep it all the way.
Yeah, send it to us too because we're going to share it. The veteran
Yes.
putting down anything.
Just share it.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do, man.
Share that veteran. Just
After you send it, share it.
yeah. After you hear the national anthem for the first time, be like, yeah, I'm just gonna shoot these rest of my life. Then wrapping it up.
Yep.
Let's get into our veteran VIP shout out. We got a pretty special one here, coming from the owner and creator of the veteran broadhead.
This week on the VIP Veteran Broadhead shout out, we got Greg King, who is a Navy veteran. He was a submariner and was also the co-developer of the Hog Log by VIP. He also worked on the particle accelerators with Matt Futuray at VIP. So I can tell you right now, Greg King is a very smart man.
Yeah, he is a very smart man. I guarantee you that. So thank you, Greg King. We can't thank you enough. To be, to helping create the Hog Log. That's something me and homie want to do. We want to shoot some hogs so bad.
If anybody can get it, well, what did I tell you earlier this week? I think it was Monday while you didn't work, and I was. I told you I have my mind set up. 2019, I'm going on a pig hunt.
Yeah,
somewhere.
Guaranteed pig hunt. We got to do it. We got to go somewhere.
It would be cool if we could call and be like, "Hey, 2 weeks. I need like 4 hog logs out."
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Cool.
Be like, yeah, we need to rest some hog logs and get them out and rocking and rolling and then shoot some big boars.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
That'd be very nice.
All right, we're going to hit the newest partner of the podcast, and that would be Scentlok. The new craze for Scentlok is the 400 Radial B. This is the 360 ozone generator. Good for anywhere that you can use it. In our studio with 4 grown men, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that thing's on pre-order because we need it in the mail because
Yes.
it was getting stinky in here.
Right.
My ozone my room clean is in the house with the dogs, so
holding down the new baby smell, holding down the dog smell.
We should have had it out here in the studio.
Should have.
Matt over there just ripping them. But there's the new product just came out. You can use this anywhere. 360 degrees, ozone, 8-hour battery life, rechargeable battery, charge your cell phone.
Replaceable battery.
I mean,
it's not any bigger than a 24 or is it a 32 ounce?
a monster can.
It's a monster can is what
whatever.
they said.
Yeah, whatever a regular monster can is the size of this ozone unit. Completely quiet, no beeps, no noise on the fan.
Nope.
We're excited to try it out, and lucky enough to be partnered with them so we can get this product and get the news out to you before the masses can get a hold of it. So you guys can use our 15% off coupon code on this brand new product from Oz and Scentlok. So it is capital B, capital A, dash, 15, dash, capital K, capital H, 09. I know that's a mouthful, but homie's going to figure out where you can just copy and paste it and send it, because that's what we like to do.
Right on. So if you guys are trying to get all that into your brain, I've got a button created on our website, whitetaillegacypodcast.com. And if you scroll down to the bottom of our homepage, it'll have our partners. And under that, you'll see Scentlok. And right next to Scentlok, you'll be able to see our 50% off code. You should be able to copy and paste it right into your Scentlok order. And
so you can just copy paste that. Click the Scentlok link, go straight to their website,
boom.
Paste it, boom, done deal. So
done deal.
And then any sales that come from you guys, Scentlok knows came from us. So if you're gonna buy some Scentlok, man, use that code. You get a deal. It helps support this podcast and helps us grow into the stratosphere, baby.
And it does not work on clearance items.
Yep, clearance items, it will not work. So if something's already on sale, the code will not work. We need to put that out there because we tried that and it did not work. So,
other than that, man, I'm ready to get into the last breath.
Let's get into the last breath, man.
These guys.
Yeah, I know. They're so much fun, man. And they're so cool and down-to-earth guys that you just want to hang out with.
You know, it's really cool to find some guys that, you can look up to, but think that they're not at the level that we view them at, because they're at just a super high level.
Yeah.
But when you talk to them,
they're so humble and they think that they need to do so much better. They just need to grow.
Right. And I mean, we just talked to Matt and Jesse tonight, but if you talk to Garrett or Logan or Jeff or anybody else a part of them, I mean, they're all just super humble people, and that is. Really?
I think that's why we connect to them so much, because they give
it's super awesome.
Some podunks like us, they give us the time to come talk to us about whitetail knowledge, about filming and stuff, and teach us, and they're not too uppity to spend some
just
time.
Just like, well, we shoot big deer.
Yeah,
well,
they're not.
I want to hear about your 174.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I want to shoot big deer. So and they're spreading their knowledge. And they're spending time with us. I mean, and that means a lot. So
that's super cool.
All right, guys, we hope you enjoy this episode. Let's get right into it. Good. All right, guys, we got Last Breath in studio. We're going to cover some tactics of how they hunt. They hunt kind of different than most people and are super successful. And we're having a hell of a time with them in the studio. This has been a blast. So we're going to get right into it. What do you want to talk about, Ryan?
Well, I just want to talk about, you guys kind of hunt on unorthodox than most people would think. Matt, you've shot some deer off the ground. We'll get into some of them hunts later, but how do you go about hunting off the ground versus being in a tree?
Well, I mean, growing up, just, from when I started, I even, my granddad and I, that was my hunting buddy back when I was 10, 11 years old, and that's all we did. He used to go out prior to shotgun season. He'd set up about 6 or 8 square bales and make a blind out of it, and we'd just post up in sleeping bags and just hang out. So, I mean, the roots are deep in that aspect. We just hang out, sleep in bags, and, vanilla wafers, and just chill out there in our Carhartts and just hang out and shoot deer. And, I guess it's never really left over 18 years of hunting, and it's Probably something that's never gonna leave.
Do you still wear a wafer today?
No.
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 Were you talking like vanilla wafers?
Yeah, like vanilla wafers, and
like the snack.
like the snacks.
Okay,
like
you're
we hang
thinking
out-
about like the scent
Not
wafer.
the scent wafer.
Oh well, we had those too. You
Yeah.
know, the Earth scent.
He's talking
you
about
know,
vanilla wafers,
we're
man.
talking
The
like the
strawberry,
clothespins,
vanilla.
the clothespins on each side of your hat.
Oh yeah, man. You gotta. That was the shit back then. Earth scent.
Yeah.
You gotta smell like the earth.
Yeah, you guys smell like
The
dirt
dirtiest
pile.
dirt you ever smelled in your life.
When you put like you get your hunting sack out and you're like, man, I'm gonna throw some walnuts in there. You know,
Yeah.
a couple leaves.
Dad used to always say, "There's no greater cover scent than what's out there."
Yeah.
So when we started hunting, he'd roll around on the ground, cover himself in grass. He'd throw corn and shit in his camo tote, and he's like, "That's the best cover scent
Yeah,
you're gonna find."
smell like corn, man.
Walking cow patties, you know, to cover your scent on your boots.
Oh,
Just so
yeah.
if you got hunted cattle pasture, you walk in there, cover everything.
See, I kind of think like that too. Like, I feel like the first weekend I go hunting, you know, October 1st or 4th, whatever the first weekend is, I can get out. I feel like I always get busted by a doe. And then, like, I feel like I just get like a buildup of nature on my clothes. And as the season goes on, I feel I don't get busted. But I
Right.
feel like that first weekend, you know, you don't, you know, you wash your clothes, you get them all scent free, you hang them on the clothesline, let the breeze blow through them, dry them out. But that first time in the stand, I feel like I always get busted.
Because you're up there doing the
And you're rusty. You know, you're
Yeah,
you're
you're
not
rusty, man.
honed.
Yeah.
You're not honed, and you're not prepared for that first encounter too.
But then, like,
sometimes.
after that first weekend, you know, I just feel like I got a nice natural buildup on my clothes, and, you know, I'm undetectable at that point.
for the most part.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I used to do it, and I still do it sometimes. Jesse laughs at me. I'm laying around like I'm like a dog on their back, itching your clothes on the ground, doing snow angels and stuff in the grass, trying to get some cover scent on top of everything we already do. I mean, with our Scentlok and our Code Blue scents and everything else. I mean, we're locked up tight most of the time.
Jesse, how'd you grow up hunting, you know, with the scent game?
I mean, to be honest, I didn't start hunting until I was like, I don't know, a little older. I don't know, 13, 14-ish. I didn't grow up in it. I had the little wafer thing. I thought, you know, that was the cool look to be. But, yeah, I just started shotgun hunting and then just kind of went with it, and here we are today, I guess.
See,
kind of gradually grow.
I kind of like a wafer just like hanging out in my bag, you know,
Yep.
in my Oz bag. Like, not like I'm not wearing it in the stand, you know, but I just
Right.
like it to be around my clothes.
Right. True. Dad used to always, you know, clothespin them to the visors in his truck and have that shit hanging in there. I mean, I remember as a kid, like when I was young, we'd hunt two people the same climber. He'd take me just to take me out hunting, and I'd sit on the seat, and he'd stand the whole hunt.
Oh
In
man,
the same climber, you know, that's tricky business when you're, you know,
seems a
little
little
kid.
sketch.
But just to get me
Right?
out in the woods, he'd take me just so I could go bow hunting with him.
man.
We did some neat stuff.
That's how we've all come up, just doing sketchy stuff. And I mean, as we get older, we kind of find our own thing, and then, you know, you kind of get into the industry you guys are in and doing your thing. You find out, we probably shouldn't have done that. Right? Trust me, I could look back, I mean, and just be like, wow, you know, that was wild.
Well, we still think that a lot of times here anymore with the stuff we do.
Right?
People are always shaking their heads like, "Oh my God, are
not
you
that-
serious?"
It's
How
not
are
that we
you doing
really
it?
we really go unorthodox everywhere. It's basically
But-
just one farm, and
I mean-
it's just because that's how we hunt it. I mean, we have a tree stand on it.
There's a tree stand, but we
But-
don't hunt it.
We don't.
Right.
I mean,
But-
we have a goal usually before deer season. We got to kill one something stupid way.
The
We've got to do something dumb. to
Every
kill
other
deer.
place we go to, I mean, we're hunting with, you know, tree stands or whatever. But the one farm is like the ground and pound farm, and that's what we do there.
And the way you guys have kind of explained that ground, you gotta hunt it. I mean, it's an unorthodox farm to begin with.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, there's nothing
So-
there. I mean, you could. There's plenty of places to have a stand. It's just why do it when you don't have to?
Yeah.
When you could be tucked up in the weeds and getting all
the action.
you know, guerrilla warfare on these deer, and
That's
you just
they don't. That's the
they're-
thing. They don't expect it. That's when they least expect it. Like, there's been multiple deer that we, could have shot. Like I could have shot probably 140-inch 11-pointer last year. That was 3 that he was all up in our grill, and he had no idea we were there. And there's been several other deer that we've could have shot that we let go.
Oh, yeah,
The
there's
4
been
deer that
bunch.
we have killed on that farm have been that's the ones we went
Wanted
in there
to
to
shoot.
kill or wanted to shoot and accomplished our goal.
I still will one day shoot a deer out of her barn in her backyard. I will do it.
So, with you saying that, Jesse, like, do you feel like when you pass a deer, you know that you're going to get another chance at him next year? He's going to live and be there next year to hunt?
With this farm, no.
Yes and no. I mean, the goal, Matt's goal and I is mature deer only. The farm that we do all of our ground game on is a farm where, like, some of these deer, like, they'll be there 1 year and not the next.
Never again.
So
Sometimes.
we rolled the dice with this deer that I passed this year because he was there the year before and he miraculously come back. So we rolled the dice with him. Hopefully he's going to come back and he should be pretty impressive.
Should be a pretty solid buck. I mean, over the last 4 or 5 years, I mean, in all honesty, there's been maybe 1 or 2 deer that have been there multiple years over, like I said, the course of the last several years. And we've ran cameras on it. And hell, there was 1 year I ran cameras clear up till like second week of November and didn't even have a deer over 100 inches on there. So we just quit going. We just left it alone. And then some years you get almost booter on there, or you get a couple 140s, and more often than not, when they're there, you got to kill them because, like I said, and he said, they're probably not going to be there again. Would I kill that deer on another farm? Probably not. But since they're there, it's a good solid animal. I'd be happy to wrap a tag around a 140 like most people in this world if it's a 4.5-year-old deer or older, and if they're there, we're going to kill them. I mean, hopefully this year there's a couple of them that show up. It's kind of been our ace in the hole, really. The last couple of years when it ain't shaking somewhere else, we go check it out and do a little scoping around, and more oftentimes than not, there's something there lurking. We just got to figure out how to kill it.
So, how... I don't know what I was going to ask there. I was going to...
You had something good.
I did.
The way you were looking at me.
Man.
I step out for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
This podcast
I
goes
held
to
it
shit.
down until then.
You just had to piss.
No, I ain't seen my son in 2 weeks, so I had to go say what's up to him.
No.
That's probably a good
well,
idea.
that's good.
Him and mom and the boys are going on a walk. So, what's up with these? Your girlfriends and fiancés go on walks?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Just go on. Oh, okay. We're getting
No, yeah.
We're getting back to
hunting.
serious
We're
stuff.
getting back to hunting.
Yeah. How do you go about aging the deer that you're getting on trail cam?
I mean, I look at their body more oftentimes than not. I look at their rack will only tell you so much. I mean, some deer are totally different than others. I mean, every deer is different, but some deer will be incredibly massive at a young age, or some deer will be spindly clear through their whole life. I have one on my wall right now that's, tiny mass, but he was a 4.5-year-old deer just because I know I had history with him. But I look at their face, I look at their chest, I look at their rump, the way their belly comes into their rump, and I mean, more oftentimes than not, we're pretty close within a year or two. I mean, it's everybody knows it's pretty easy to tell those 5+-year-old deer. They're, I mean, I hate to be stereotypical, but you can tell an old dude when you see an old dude. He's saggy skin everywhere. His belly's drooped, his back swayed. He just looks elderly,
He's
like he's
wore
drawn.
out.
He just looks like he's drawn Social Security.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can't wait to those days and be hunting.
well, there won't be
Mofo.
Social Security when we're that age. But
Withdraw my retirement, just hunting every day.
like the deer Jesse shot a couple years ago, Tank, that deer was ancient beyond words. He didn't even have any teeth in his head. Had shed off of him from when he was 4.5, maybe 5.5. For 4 years prior, at least 4 years prior to when Jesse killed him, deer vanished for 4 years completely. And a farm we've ran cameras on every single year, and we never got him. And then the year before Jesse killed him, we had him on camera, but didn't know it was him because of the way his rack was deformed. He had a weak side, and we just didn't put 2 and 2 together until after Jesse had already killed him. We're like, holy shit, that was Tank the year before, and he was a totally different name. And it's strange how some years there'll be something and some years they'll be completely different. And a funny thing that happened to Jesse, which I think is great, he shot this busted up old buck, and he literally broke like one of his tines off the night, like the morning of the day Jesse shot him, broke a tine off. Like within a 2-hour time frame, broke a tine off.
We'd been on this deer pretty hard, and I don't know why, but I was like, I'm gonna kill this deer. It was like
He wanted him.
Wasn't even big. He was just old.
120-inch shit rack old 8-pointer.
It was
That
just like,
was like 290 pounds in October.
It was like it just old, and I want to beat him in his own game. So we'd seen him once, like October 9th.
Like just standing out in the middle of the weed patch, just looking around.
And then October 20, I killed him on the 24th. The 23rd, it's like 95 degrees, and Matt and I are like, well, we could hunt, but let's just not.
We're not gonna.
So we were just driving the road, see what was out, and we're driving, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
That was a buck.
I'm like, there's a buck, back up. And backs up, and we look out, and there's the deer I'm wanting to kill, and I'm like,
150 yards from our deer stand, and he ran and jumped and stood like 20 yards from the stand.
I'm like,
just like, what's up, dude?
So,
and he had his times.
At this
that day,
point, he
too.
had all 8 points. Or he had 7.
He had
of his
7
8.
points at that point.
And then so the next day, I get off work, and I'm like, busting my tail down to go.
They're picking corn across the road from us.
Climbing the stand, it's like, well, we're probably going to kill him. And
This is like 5 o'clock, and it's getting dark at like 8 o'clock, and the damn thing, I'm like, Jesse, I like to piss with him when we're hunting. I'm like, oh, there's a buck, and there ain't shit around within miles. So I get him all wound up, and he finally was like, to the point, and it's already like mid-October, and he's wrote me off like, yeah, fuck you, there's not any deer around. And I'm like, no, he's right there. And he's 20 yards walking right at us. I'm like, had enough time to turn the camera on, and he's like, you better be killing him like right now, or you're not gonna kill him. And
we killed him, but
we got lucky enough to
get back to him, and he's broke his G2, his G3 off. And
we didn't have any time to look at him, and you're not gonna pass an 8.5, 9.5-year-old deer anyway, regardless of what he has.
We pulled the card that night. He ran by, chased the doe by the stand, stopped right in front of the camera. He had 7 points. Comes back the next,
like
that
2
night.
hours later, and he has 6 points. Broke off another tine within 2 hours.
You gotta be kidding me.
And this place, I know it's one of our bullet points down the line, but this place is. We talked about it earlier. How sign just like miraculously appears, and it's the same situation goes to this farm. I don't know what it is about this property, but it's plumb full of crabapple trees. I'm sorry, I jumped down the line a little bit.
No, that's fine. I was just trying to get Cody up to speed.
It's plumb full of crabapple trees, and I don't know what it is about this property that is different than anything we hunt, but every tree is 6 inches around, and you'll be 15th October, there won't be nothing. Like 2-3 days later, every tree, 60, 80, 90 trees in this place is just tore to hell. Look like you just took a cheese grater and everything in there, and it's like, what happened in 3 days?
What deer is it?
Which one is it? There's a 60-acre, 80-acre sanctuary right across the road. Like, what the hell is in here that wasn't here 2 days ago when we're getting does and dinks on camera? And it just at the flip of a light switch, just everything. And like every tree, there's scrapes everywhere. There's limbs busted off all over the place. Like, you can't walk 10 feet without seeing a rub on a 6-inch tree. And you're like, there's 200-inch deer in there when you know there's not. But
I'd say
just
it's like
the size of the trees.
October 20th is like.
It's sickening. Like, most people would think like there's a superstar mega whopper giant in here, and it's some 130-inch 8-pointer that's just growly as hell, and he's just
ready to bang some does.
He's just raping these trees in here because he's pissed off at everything.
Thinks he's King Dick.
Yeah, just ready to run.
One tree literally like 20 yards from one of our stands was as big around as Jesse's waist.
Yeah,
and it was rubbed clean, like just 2.5, 3 foot tall rub. Like, you're talking some of the biggest rubs you've ever seen. Most people have ever seen in their lives. And it's like,
we went on that doe hunt, and we walked by one. I was like, "Is that a deer rub?" And the homie's like, "I'm talking. It's like a."
Looks like an elk did it.
It's like a tree, man. It's like a full-grown tree.
It was picture-worthy.
And you could just see the brow tines, just
the gouge marks.
Yeah, the gouge marks. I'm like, "Is that a rub?" And homie's like, "Yeah." I'm like, what did you automatically?
What the
think
hell
it's a
did
giant.
that?
It's
Why-
probably like
You're
110 inch.
You're thinking in your
eight.
head like, is it this deer or is it
Yeah.
some deer? I have
Which
no idea who it is.
I'm like, well, yeah, that buck did break off 2 brow tines, so that's probably
It's probably him.
probably
yeah.
laying at the base of this
But
tree.
it would literally blow your mind. Like if you were to drive by this place, you'd be like, no way. And then if you were to walk in there with us like one day, like mid to late October, you'd be like looking over your shoulder, like Jesus Christ, this is like
Jurassic Park.
it's like
man.
Jurassic Park in this place. Literally, it's like God damn, what are these guys hunting over here?
Yeah, homie stands just like that, like nothing, and then it's just tore up, man. Homie, when I showed homie the spot, he's like, "Damn, dude, how many rubs are here?" I'm like, "Dude, pretty much from here to this cornfield,
Here to
it's
the next
just
county,
rub.
it's just rub after
It's just
rub
rub
after
after rub after rub." But I'm like, ain't gonna be here. I pulled that camera October 25th, nothing, and then kabammy.
And we're trying to figure out, if they're hitting it going out to the field, or if it's nocturnal, or what how it's getting hit. And sure as shit, we doing a little survey of it, and they're hitting on the way going out and on the way coming in.
These
So-
deer definitely aren't bedding on this place. Like, there's no bedding area on this place whatsoever. Maybe a couple little spots they could lay down in the weeds where they could see 200-300 yards. Like, it's literally a cattle pasture that's overgrown. Like,
I'm
there's
positive that deer that I killed was living there.
Well, Tank was probably living there, yeah. There's people that live right down the road that saw the deer laying out in the cornfield. When cars drive by, he lays his head flat on the ground. So nobody
He's
can
just-
see him.
He's just old. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not getting up, man.
He's like, I'm over it,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, you see me.
Yeah.
Good for you.
If you want to come out here and shoot me, try. I got the nose of a 90-year-old.
Like that deer just I truly believe after they get so old they just don't care anymore. Like they get senile to a certain degree after they get to that 7.5, 8.5, 9.5 year old. They get senile.
I've talked to people. I've asked people that question on here. The older a buck gets, they seems like
I
they
think
get
they get
more
careless.
daylight active.
I think
you
so
know what
too.
I mean?
Like, yeah,
They
I
beat the
completely
odds so
agree.
many times.
Yeah.
They get a little
many-
just like us. If you keep winning, you keep winning, you're gonna start relaxing a little bit and like, oh yeah, I've walked by this tree 200 times and nothing's ever happened.
Yeah.
That one time, he's dead.
Yeah, it almost seems like just the way Mark Jury explains, like 5.5 or 6.5.
On top of their game.
That's but 4.5, like he might
They're
spend
dumb.
that whole year nocturnal, and you're not gonna see him. 3.5, you might get a couple pictures of him daylight, and you might see him a couple times hunting, but you pass him. And then 4.5, it just seems like he's all nocturnal. 5.5, he might still carry that, but definitely when they're 6.5 and later, it just seems like they don't give a shit about nothing.
I feel like they're more confident in their area, and they're like, okay, now I'm the big dick around
Yeah.
here. I'm 6.5. I'm cruising this area. This is kind of my own place. And I'm running.
I know
small bucks
exactly
off,
what's here, exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah, and everybody says their core area shrinks, as they get older, so that could just boost their confidence into what
Sure.
you guys are saying right there,
Yeah, like I'm confident he was living.
Tank
in,
was dumber than the post. Like it was
Yeah.
sickening how
I mean-
stupid the deer was. Like we could have killed him earlier, but we just wanted to make sure he was doing what he was doing before we went in there to hunt him.
Yep.
Like I think we had an encounter with him like within the first 5 days of October and the first thing in the morning, but we didn't realize and put
What
two and
deer
two
it
together
was.
that was actually him because it was first light. We just caught a glimpse of a rack through the trees, but hell, we could have killed him probably a week and a half sooner if we would have just
Went in.
been less tentative about it.
So we haven't asked this question to a guest in a while. So I want to know from both of you guys. I'm different than homie. So do you like a bluebird day or do you like a rainy?
I like a shitty,
Kinda
rainy,
nasty
crappy
day.
day.
Very good question.
Yeah.
The crappier the better.
See, I'm the same way. I love them crappy. It's been raining. It's and homie's like, hell, I like it when it's 40, the sun's shining.
like if it's been raining for 2 or 3 days and it's
Yeah.
getting ready to break,
Yeah.
if you're not out there like an hour or two before that weather breaks, you're
Yeah.
an idiot.
Yeah,
in
but
my
I
opinion,
agree.
you need to
All
be there because
100%.
as soon as that weather breaks, they've been laid up, they're ready to get up, stretch their legs, and go.
But you know how
I
everybody
agree.
talks like, oh, it's a high pressure. It's a,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a, it's a sunny day. Thermals are going straight up.
We've tried that. We even in I watched the juries. Everybody watched the juries. Like, I watched him on one day. He said, "If you're not hunting green tonight, you're a fool."
Yeah.
So we went hunted green and we didn't see dick.
Yeah. It's just
And
like
what I mean, it's totally farm specific.
Yeah.
Like, we hunted over probably the best looking brassica field you probably ever see in your lifetime.
yeah,
like
that's
our-
something I will say. You guys' food plots. I've been watching on Instagram.
Legit.
Like our brassicas are stupid. When we grow brassicas, they get knee high by the end of September, and
Yeah.
there's radishes bigger as a ball bat, and there's deer hit them, and then
Yeah.
like they just quit as soon as October hits. They're done. They don't touch them.
You think it's because they're like a little bit further south that they're hitting green later in the years?
I don't know if it gets too tall and too thick. They don't want to walk in it.
Yeah.
Just like our beans, we cross plant our beans. We
Yeah.
checkerboard our beans. And a couple years ago, we had probably our best stand of beans. They were waist high, thick as hell.
Yeah, we were like professional farmers. that year.
We had a
Like,
we had a
it was the
70 plus bushel acre.
It was
of
the
beans.
first year we planted beans, and Matt and I got done with or planted them, and they come up, and we're like, "Man, this is easy."
This is awesome. And you only saw forage marks just on the perimeter. Like, I think the beans genuinely got too thick. The deer didn't want to go through them. And Dad always said that, and I've always thought that myself. They're just like a human. They're going to take the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
And that's why we mow deer trails that we also walk in and out on to go to our stands. We mow trails. We mow sections where they're going to have a scrape tree. We keep it nice and open so these deer are more apt to not traipse through knee-high weeds, chest-high weeds on a person. Then they're just going to walk on that easy trail right where you want them to go. And more oftentimes than not, it seems like they do.
Yeah. I've had that happen, and I've had it be the complete
The exact opposite, yeah.
I packed a weed eater in with the metal blades,
Yep.
and like one of my best stands is it's just like Cockabur City, I mean, and you can't walk through there. Like, I got one of like the late season felt,
Yeah.
can't wear.
The good Scentlok,
Yeah.
the covert
Yeah,
deluxe
you
suit
can't-
that's
you-
just cucklebird.
Yeah, you can't wear it because you're Cockabird, but
It's just like a magnet.
I was like, I'm gonna weed eat a trail right where this down fence crossing is. I know they're using it right to my stand, so I did that. Right, small bucks, does all day. The big deer would just
Push
plow
through it.
right through them.
Oh, yeah.
Cockabirds.
Skirt that
Like,
shit
it's-
and stay in the brush where they
it's
can
just like
hide.
no big deal. But like I was telling you how my north piece is so much different than my south piece. My south piece is pretty much open timber. The north has got that like undergrowth,
The
brush.
honeysuckle and
yeah,
everything
the honeysuckle,
everywhere.
the cockabur, and that's where the big deer like to hide out because I think they feel more secure there, and also there's an endless amount of does, so I feel like they're up
There's
there.
no
doing
reason
the
for them to
rut.
leave. I'm sure there's food,
Yeah.
there's water, there's
They
does.
put themselves in a position where they can see 150, 200 yards,
Yeah.
and they pick off whatever comes by,
Yeah.
and they take them right back where he knows he can see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what Jimmy Steve did to us last year. We hunted him, and
We saw
it was kind of one of the funniest things. Like the one of the last days we hunted him, he dogged a doe within 6 yards of our stand. Right, so we're like we're not leaving until he leaves that doe. So about 2:00 in the afternoon, we see a doe coming from the direction they came. Sure as shit, he's 20 yards behind her. He walks her to the front door, leaves her, and turns around and goes back to the bedroom.
Yep.
Just like he's escorting her out. Like, thanks for the good time.
I've
And
never
then
seen
sent her
you,
on
like-
her way, kissed her goodbye, and sent her on her way, and turned around and went right back where he came from.
Walked her to the creek crossing. I'm bow in hand.
Literally
I'm like,
to the creek crossing. All
this
I had to do
is
was jump
gonna
through
happen.
the creek.
Yep. She crosses 27 yards. I'm like, if he does the same thing,
All he had to do was
All
take
you
like
had to
7
do-
more steps.
yep, dead. Nope. Turn back around and
Walk
walk
right back
straight
to
away.
where he was bedded at with her.
It's like,
Walked her to the door, smacked her on the ass, and sent her goodbye.
Hell yeah.
Him.
So, what do you guys do with all your unused film? I mean, where's it at?
It's just in a
float-
hard drive, and it's for
Just-
Grant to dabble in with whenever he feels like
Just-
making something funny or
just-
making something raw
yeah.
or whatever.
Just-
It's all folder specific for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I break it down. I have a 2017 folder. I have a 2016 folder. I have a 2018 folder. I break it down. Trail camera pictures. I break it down into farm specific, deer specific trail camera pictures. I have each hunt on a date. I have in the details of it. I have what happened on the hunt, B-roll shots on the hunt. I mean, there's stuff everywhere that he can just pick from
Pick
wherever
into.
he wants to. Pick B-roll shots. Pick deer shots. Like, this deer is 3.5 years old. He knows where he needs to go and look and find stuff.
Yeah.
Drone shots. He Garmin Verb shots. I mean, he knows at this point
Love
now
the drone,
where to
man.
look.
Oh, yeah.
Love the drone.
I just
That's
crashed mine the other day
it. Did
again.
you? Yeah.
I had it like 6 feet off the ground. I don't know how it wrecked, but well, the first time it crashed, it was like 120 feet in the air, and it plankoed through a tree.
Man, those drone shots are
It's
sweet.
they're sweet.
Dude, I'm gonna say it's so limited of the people that can do that, and then when you get it, you're just like, holy hell, you know. Or when just a normal person sees it, you're just like, wow.
My favorite shots I've taken so far are the harvest shots that I took
Yeah,
last
dude.
year.
We mentioned that at
It's
your launch
sweet.
party when you guys were over the top of the combine
with the
at
corn-
night.
with the corn
I was
shooting in
like,
it.
oh, dude, that
Yeah.
was so.
I literally took that a
kick-ass.
half a mile from my house.
Yeah.
I
Dude.
flew the drone from my yard to the combine.
Dude,
I
that
think
was-
we were doing something and we saw the combine and we're like, we gotta try it. So
Yeah.
we're standing side by side and Matt's flying it, and it's just like you see it in the screen and you're like, oh my god, this is epic.
Yeah, it was. That
Yeah.
was epic. We mentioned that to Garrett. Like,
Very.
dude, that was one of the best shots that we've seen. You know, that was a badass shot. You know.
So, Matt, you were just talking about, you got every trail cam specific, every hunt folder specific when you send it. So are you counting that basically as like a hunt journal, or
I mean, I reference
I'll
it from time to time. The reason I killed Stan, I referenced my
Yep.
trail camera pictures from the year prior. And the night before I killed him, we got a little group where we discuss topics that are last breath related, so nobody else can see it. We just kind of bounce topics off each other, and I said the night before I killed him, I said, well, he's in here on October 25th last year in the daylight of a morning, and it's October 26th. I said, I'm going to try him. I'm going in there to kill him. And it was right around the same weather exactly as far as temperature, same wind. I'm like, there's a pretty good opportunity that it's 24 hours difference from when he was in there the year before. I've got a pretty good chance of killing him. And within probably about an hour of when he was in there the year before, I killed him the following year.
See, that's another question I ask a lot.
There's-
Is that repeated?
I think it's
yearly
true.
repeated
Oh
encounter?
yeah. I mean, there's some deer this year that we had last year that we passed that we've already got in our heads
Repeat
like
customers.
we're
Yeah.
gonna go like this.
I've asked
we've got this
multiple
week.
people,
He
you
was
know.
in there every day.
I'll know more hearing about by the end of next week.
Yeah. You guys
If
got to
they
get my
show up
number
on-
so you can text me all your
Yeah,
knowledge.
like
If this
like-
feller shows up on trail camera on July 27th, he's going to be a routine customer, and I know
Yeah.
when we're going to hunt him.
But yeah, like there's this deer that we've got. I was hunting Jimmy Steve as hard as I could, and there was this other deer that we were gonna maybe shoot if we saw him, maybe not. This year's a definite gonna shoot him, and he was in there every single day for like 2 hours, and
Yeah, they say like that 3-day period. You know, it's
Yeah.
3 days every year that they're going to be back in the same area within a 3-day time period. And you hear multiple people say that. But, like, I don't know why, like, in my mind, I'm like, there's no way that's possible.
I don't know why, but-
it just it doesn't seem, but...
the
you know,
deer don't know it's November 10th.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
you
deer,
know.
They
the deer
don't.
know where the hot does are, though.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
at this time. So in my mind, if I think, okay,
makes
I don't know
sense.
if they're a creature. I would think they're a creature of habit.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know
I
where
mean,
the good.
they know about that. I'm sure they have in their wiring somewhere. Like they know that's the time of the year they need to go. I need to go check that scrape I made last year and make sure nobody else is in here dicking around
Yeah.
trying to take my ass.
Yeah.
You know, I need to be in here looking around, scaring off any other deer. Like Mac Jr. was 150 class 3.5-year-old we had running around this last year, and as soon as Jimmy Steve showed up,
Gone.
he was
Gone.
gonzo.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Steve's just 4.5-year-old 160-inch deer, you know.
Oh,
And
yeah, no big deal.
nothing. There's no just about it. He's a fantastic buck, mind you, but just the fact that he came in there around the same time the year before, and the same time the year last year, and it seemed like every nice buck we had just vacated as soon as he showed up and started checking his scrapes like he did the year before, started making his rounds like within days. And I'm gonna say consistently they're a creature of habit. They're gonna do it year in and year out within, like you said, that 3-4 day time frame, just like Phantom did. Every 9 days he was making his loop,
It's true. I mean,
making a
Wow.
cycle.
if you pay attention to your trail cameras, which I'm sure you guys do, but everybody else out there, if you have a buck you want to target, look back at the year before and then go in and hunt him. Like, because I wouldn't say, I can't guarantee it, but most likely he's going to be around.
Telling you the buck nest early.
You got to get in there.
I got to risk it early.
This guy's.
What do you think about risking it early?
Not in the morning. Don't go
I
in
like-
the morning.
I don't
no,
like
no,
morning
You can't
hunts
go in the
early.
morning. I'm telling you.
And
He's got trail cam pics in the daylight, early
you got
October,
some-
like
if you
9
got-
or 10 in the morning, and I'm like,
If you got it,
dude.
if you
don't go first thing.
Yeah.
If
Let
they're
the
moving
field
if they're
clear.
moving late morning,
I
wait till
told
the
him- I
wait till
told
the
him,
first
yeah.
morning
Let-
movement goes. It
let the field
subsides.
clear.
Let them go to bed. Get them off the fields. Let them get out of the way, and then slip in there an
Yeah.
hour after daylight and try to kill him.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
I told
don't,
him.
Don't bust him off the field.
Yeah.
I don't think they're on the field though.
I
Because
think they're betting exactly where he has that camera. And I told him, if you go in there early and hunt him, you're going to bust him. That's
Yeah.
what I told him. Because these bucks are like nonchalant, just cruising. 9 in the morning. I'm like, what is this
primo.
deer doing? It's like October 3rd or, 15th. Or it's
know
9 in the morning. Just
I know what Matt and I'd be doing.
Yeah. You be going
Killing.
For it.
Risk it to get the
As I say,
biscuit.
I'm gonna get in there super early. What about super early? How about that?
I guess it all depend on the moon phase and all depend on the wind and
Oh, God.
if
he
it's
said
a if
moon
it's a
Okay.
He said
if
moon
it's if it's a
phase.
bright moon if it's a bright moon I sure as hell
He
wouldn't
said-
be going
He
across the
said
field.
moon phase, God. That's one thing that we wanted
I don't
somebody
know.
to come on here.
I
If he
don't.
wants to say moon phase, I'm gonna drill him.
I think he meant
I-
like full moon.
If it's a
bright.
full bright moon, like you can see a couple hundred yards, I ain't going in there of a morning. I'm staying the hell out of there. I'm letting them go back to bed before I even try to make an attempt to go in there.
Man, if you just
Kill 'em
that's
while
the-
they're there.
That's the first time anybody's hung a camera or even hunted over there, and I was.
Can I say so? Can I say
Yeah,
something?
go ahead.
So I
Oh,
walked.
no,
let me-
you
yeah.
cannot say
Let me-
this.
So let me say this. So I walked homie's property about 5 years ago, right? Shed hunting, right? So we're walking. He walks me. We're walking. And I find a nice shed, and we hit this spot, dude. And I'm like, we've been walking for like hours. We covered like 80 acres. I'm like, dude, this is it. I'm like, this is the spot. And he's like, oh yeah, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. I'm like, dude, talk to this neighbor, get access right here, hang a stand right in this area, hang a trail camera, money. What's he do last year? Does exactly what I says.
Kills a nice buck.
Yeah, kills a nice buck and then gets this trail cam pick after trail cam pick. I'm like, dude, your access is perfect. Your wind's perfect. I'm like, this is absolute money. I'm like, this is where you need to be.
That's money.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
money.
That's money.
Yeah.
Coming back to that.
My defense is, what do you guys think about sanctuaries?
We don't really have any farms where you have big enough spots to have a sanctuary. So the neighbors are the sanctuaries for us because most of our neighbors don't even hunt till gun season.
Yeah.
So you've got a sanctuary up until November 18th, 19th, 20th.
And at that time, the deer are getting pushed around so much, they don't have a
Right,
sanctuary
anyways,
anymore.
exactly.
No.
So the spot that I put a stand up, that, I let Cody go in and shed hunt with me because I'm a really nice friend. And he's the only one that found the shed that day, by the way. That was just like our little 20, 40 acre sanctuary there. And it's really thick. There's just a ridge and, a couple draws. And that's where the deer are living that get to stay on our piece. And, it's really turned out pretty good for my older brother. And this year,
Just smoking them right on the edge.
yeah, he's right on the edge. It's a really nice pinch. But this year I decided, he has moved up to Wisconsin and done his thing up there, so he's not
You're
able
going
to
to
bow
garhole
hunt.
him.
So I kind of moved in over there, and
Kind of set up camp over there in his tree stand.
not really. Yeah, but not really.
Sorry, bud.
I put in my own work over there, and I asked.
I trimmed the lanes out of his stand, is what he said.
No, because he would have bought me a 12-pack if I did that. I've done my work over there, and I asked the neighbor if I could access that way. That way, I'm not tromping through 100 acres of our piece, trying to get to it, and it turned out to be really good. So I'm just trying to. So last year, I put a camera up over there because I was gonna hunt, obviously, and I didn't have it in the right spot. And then I went to Kansas City for 2 weeks, and after the first weekend of October, I moved it to where I left it for the rest of the year. And it was just bucks, daylight, early morning, early October, and I don't care what you say about early October morning hunt. If that's what the deer are doing, that's what the deer are doing. You gotta go in there when they're there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you said earlier too, you dick around most of the day at work, so I mean, you cover your own you cover your own time clock. So I mean, I don't know what the hell you're doing at work when you can just cover your own hours. I'd be in there hunting.
Like, yeah, I'm going out. I'll be in at about 10.
Yeah, I gotta early. I'm gonna take an early lunch, boss. Sorry about that.
Hey,
You want to talk about showing up late to work to go hunting? Yeah. So we had a meeting at work. Me and homie, and this is just for you guys. At any second during the rut that you can be out in the stand, you gotta be right. So what we had to be there 9:30,
8:30.
8:30. We had to be there at 8:30.
Sorry, I'm missing.
So I was like, I'm going
I got
I'm
the
going
flu.
out. I was like, I got this buck on public. I'm sneaking in on him. I've seen him twice. You know, I'm getting close. I had him at 60 yards. You know, couldn't get a shot. Now I'm coming for him, right? Ryan goes, you're going in on public and you got to be at work at 8:30. I said, yeah, I'm freaking packing in a set and camera gear, the whole 9 yards, right? So I pack in a
Confident.
set. I hunt. Homie's like, not going. I'm like, I'm not going.
Let's take a pause from your story. I have to drive 47 minutes one way to my
Exactly,
piece.
47.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I've timed it because I like to sleep in as late as possible and get to my piece. So I have to wake up at 4:30 and then drive 47 minutes and hunt. It's not light
Yeah.
until what 6:45.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's
Okay,
2 hours.
6:45. 6:45. It's light.
Hour and a half.
Your turn. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Anyways, so I go out. I see a bunch of does, see a small buck, don't see my buck. I text him. I'm like, dude, it was good this morning. A lot of deer movement. A lot of stuff.
It was good. It was a nice frosty morning.
It was nice. It's beautiful, and I hung a stand in like, oh man, it's a money spot. I'm like,
Here's
and I
the
left
money
it.
thing.
I left it the rest of the year,
Hunt.
and didn't hunt it again. But anyways, homie pulls his trail cam picture. Not what was it? 8:25.
8:45.
Oh, 8:45.
This buck comes strolling through. The only reason it
So we had to be at work at 9:30.
we had to be at work at 8:30. Hour and a half start for everybody to come from an hour away
Oh.
to hunt. So, but the one thing I'm thinking is, maybe that buck was, he was only on the trail cam at 9:30, but he could have been 20 yards
9:30
for an hour.
Giant.
You know what
in
I'm
the
saying?
daylight, right by the stand.
My target buck. 2 years ago he's a wide 10. This last year he's a wide 9. Just like you're talking about, saggy skin, at least 5.5. And I wasn't there. And then when I get a trail cam pic of him, that son of a bitch is just looking right at the camera,
Just
right into my
perfect
soul.
I actually
Center
saw that
frame.
picture on your Facebook
Yeah.
earlier.
That is it.
Yeah, center frame, just
Just laughing at
yeah,
you, like, hi,
like you
dirty
could have hunted
fucker."
today.
I
You
could
know.
have, and I don't know what the other action was that morning on the camera.
It's probably
because
good.
I just delete all the does. It probably was good. if he's coming strolling through, that was the last pictures I had of him. I'm hoping he shows back up this year.
Probably got shot on the neighbors.
That deer is at least 6.5 this year. Yeah. So, he could have just been hanging out for 40 minutes doing nothing.
Yeah,
You
just
know, and I
bedding.
He was probably
yeah,
laying
if
around scratching his balls and
Yeah,
doing all
exactly,
kinds of
you know,
stuff underneath
and
your
if
stand,
he's-
licking your ladder and shit.
Yeah.
if he's there doing that, I'm not getting out of the stand. No, I'm calling in straight up. I'm calling Cody, be like, hey, dude, tell the boss I ain't gonna be late, and then you're gonna miss the last afternoon of work because you're coming to drag the son of a bitch out.
Yeah, I'm coming to party.
Yeah, I ain't leaving. Dug in like a tick. Got the flu. Sorry, family emergency, boss.
Yeah.
Kids are sick.
Yeah.
Kids are sick. We got to stay home.
All right, what do you want to cover here?
All right, I want a one-letter answer, or not a one-letter.
One-letter answer?
Just
T.
just a straight-up answer. Just a straight-up answer from you guys. Matt, what is the biggest deer you shot, score-wise?
195 and 5/8 gross.
Jesse, what is the biggest deer you shot?
175 and
Oh my God.
2/8.
Okay, moving on.
Couple of rookies over here.
Matt, I mean, Cody and I have been watching Last Breath, and you guys as listeners should be watching Last Breath because they're putting out some killer content. One thing that a lot of people are not putting out that you guys did is you getting down on some hand fishing. I want to get your feel on some hand fishing, man.
Oh, well, it's becoming quite the popular pastime for a lot of people here anymore, and it's more sacred to me than it is to some. It's just like showing everybody, your favorite mushroom spot. You just don't. A lot of times you just don't talk about it. You maybe describe a few features, but sometimes it's often too much to give people an idea of where you're at. So I just kind of try to keep it as discreet as possible. In the water.
In the water.
In the water. Most of the time, brown water.
Brown water, muddy.
Yeah.
It actually got me sick this last week because, it had some E. coli floating around in it prior to this month. I don't know if I got E. coli or not, but I got a sinus infection from being in the water.
Yeah.
No, it's arms are actually tore up right now from it. I mean, it's something I've done for close to 15, 16 years now, and finally gained enough knowledge to where it's pretty. I don't have to mess around fishing, everything that I can see. I fished this spot for so many years now. I don't have to check everything that's out there to find the fish I want to find. I have 5-6 spots I know that I can just drive the boat right to, and it takes me half as much time. I don't have to be there all day, getting sunburned, having people sit in the boat, getting all grouchy from sitting there all day filming when they're there. And
Well, I like to go just have a couple beers and just watch
that's
it.
You can't give up your spots, man.
Well, my
You
cousin
can't.
took his boss fishing, and now his boss thinks it's his spot.
Oh my God.
So his boss is checking
I've
it.
been there.
His boss checking it every 3-4 days and pulling fish out left and right, not even offering to take the guy that showed him where it was at.
Yeah, I've been there, man. You can't do that.
You just don't.
Hand fishing's like, it's cool to take a buddy, but you don't want to take a lot of your buddies.
You don't want to. You got to take the right buddy.
Yeah. How many times have I offered you to go hand fishing?
2 or 3.
How many times you been?
0.
Yeah, 0.
It took me a long time to find a spot that's actually worth going to. I got to drive a little ways to get there, but when the getting's good, it's 3, 4, 5 flathead kind of day, plus 20+ pound fish kind of day.
Yeah.
And it's quite the blast. I mean, we just caught 4 over 20 pounds this last weekend.
Yeah, check out that episode, guys. That's just cool to, like, when it's this time of year, to get something different than hunting on an episode, that a lot of people don't do. Just get a fresh feel, and hand fishing, and the way you guys edit it and produce it is awesome too, and plus you're catching huge fish.
Big fish,
Giant fish.
Yeah.
It's quite the ordeal,
Yeah.
I mean, you're right up there with Hannah Barron right there.
Yeah, I've talked to her a few times. I mean, if we were able to sink, stuff in the water like they were, it would be
Yeah. Fish
totally.
boxes and
It'd be
stuff.
totally different. I
Different
mean,
game.
and honestly, I'm glad the way they do things. They meet fish some days, and they don't some days. They'll throw fish back. They'll just like clip their fins or whatever, and know
So
if they caught
know,
that fish
yeah.
again on the next year, maybe even a week later. I like the way they do things, but there's a lot of people out there, at least around here, that are too greedy.
Mm-hmm.
And I throw females back that are full of eggs.
Yeah.
Because if you don't preserve the fish, you're not going to have any. And you take a 20+ pound flathead that's got a belly just sagging full of eggs, just ready to blow up. She's got 10,000 baby flatheads in her. Granted, 65 or 75% of them probably aren't going to survive past first year because they're going to get sucked up by something else. But you gotta preserve these resources, or we're not going to have them.
Yeah, that's our big thing. If we catch any flats in our river, because the flats we used to catch them a lot, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, and now we don't. So now we release everything, take pictures and release. Because like channels, we'll take channels all day, But we're not catching the quality of fish you guys are.
Right.
We're catching smaller fish, but you catch a 40-50 pound flat, that's an old fish.
Yep.
I mean,
a lot of people, they scrutinize that because that fish has been there for God knows how many years, but in this section of the river, I'm catching them year in and year out, and I'm taking 3, 4, 5 fish a year.
Yeah.
And it's not. And as far as the 8 years I've been fishing that place, it hasn't hurt the population at all because I'm still catching that same amount of big fish every single year.
People would be blown away by if they knew the amount of fish that was in a river
and the amount of big fish that are actually there
that just don't bite. They don't bite hooks.
They don't need to.
Yeah, they don't need to because they can get food. Or people fish like they're fishing during the spawn when the big fish are nesting hard.
Yep.
They never
that's
even.
The thing is, there was that catfishing tournament the other day. And
they
who
had,
knows how long they were sitting there.
I think the winner had like 30 pounds of channel cat, and their biggest fish was like 6 pounds.
Matt caught that fish. Were 30 yards from that boat, that 50-pounder, 30 yards from a boat, and they'd been sitting there for probably an hour.
Probably at least an hour, hour and a half.
And they had no idea. They hadn't had a bite. Had no idea.
Because if it's protecting eggs, or if they're in there getting their nest ready or whatever, they're not worried about eating. No. They're worried about protecting eggs, and a lot of people fish during this time of the year, which channel cats and flatheads spawn a little bit different, so there's still fish to catch. But
the ones you want, you gotta fish accordingly.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, you're gonna have a 50, these 30-pound, 20-pound plus fish. July 20th or June 20th through July 20th, you're not gonna catch a lot of them. You'll catch a few that have spawned early and went back to the river, but you're just not gonna catch a lot of them. They're nesting.
Rod and reel.
Yeah. But if when they're in, they're in, and they're dug in like a tick for. And I did some reading. Usually 8 to 10 days, a male will sit on the eggs after they've been laid before he leaves. So I mean, you got to figure out 60-80% of your big fish are nesting. You're just not going to get your bites because they're in there for a week and a half before they're even going to come back out of the water or back into the water where they can bite again. And then I'm sure their appetite's pretty feisty by then, but. Yeah, I don't. It's one of the things I'm glad my dad taught me at such a young age. I was in a Snoopy life jacket, way back when, going hand fishing. It's been something that we've been doing for a long, long time, and I'm really excited for when my son gets to go here in 6-8 years, and he can start, grabbing channel cats, and then when he gets big enough, he can start handling some flatheads. When he's in his teenage years, I won't let him get into anything big and break his wrist or nothing before he's ready.
Gotcha. Well, that's something we haven't covered on the podcast yet. I know I've got a pretty good buddy who just is doing big things with a rod and reel with some catfish, and it seems like every time he goes fishing, he's just got that spot like you got,
Right.
He's just knocking out giants.
Right.
But he's doing it on rod and reel, and he's got like weird days off. He's got like Wednesday, Friday off, so it's kind of hard to schedule him here. Before we wrap this up, I want to get Jesse. What do you got on tap to go hunt this year for Last Breath TV?
This year I have nothing. I'm not going anywhere. I'm saving my money to go on I've already booked the hunt and bought my preference point to go for next year. I'm going rifle antelope hunting in Montana next year. This year I'm doing nothing. I know some of the other guys are going out to Colorado, but I'm saving my vacation.
I think Garrett mentioned something about somebody going to South Dakota.
They went turkey hunting in South Dakota this spring.
We went to South Dakota turkey hunting this spring in the snow. That was interesting. Okay. But not that I know of.
At least not that we're aware of at this point in time. Nobody's really doing anything too crazy other than killing big bucks.
So Matt, you don't have nothing coming up?
As far as I'm concerned, I'm not paying for another $4,000 or $5,000 hunt unless it's
got horns.
Pretty solid.
Gotta have horns.
Unless it's going to be a pretty solid opportunity that I'm going to get a crack at drawing my bow.
All right, so Garrett said you guys you and Garrett and Jesse are talking about an early season North Dakota trip.
We went last year to North Dakota, and it's kind of been talked about maybe going back this year because I've got an extra week of vacation, but I guess it's up in the air for sure.
Can you pass vacation over?
No, I can't. I wish I
Man.
could.
We talk to people
You're
that
on
like,
vacation 60 hours a week. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I know.
we talk to people that are like, yeah, if I work any overtime, I can use that as vacation.
I wish
I'm like,
my job
oh
doesn't
my
allow that.
gosh, dude, if I could do
I do.
that.
I know jobs that do, but no.
My job, if you're not there working, you're
Yeah.
not making any money
We went-
unless you're living on unemployment for a couple weeks.
We went to North Dakota last year. It was a blast. North Dakota's weird. Like, if you don't, I don't know, you guys might not know this, but like if it is not posted no trespassing, you can go on it. Yeah, so like
You
if
just
you
free range wherever the hell you want to go.
free range. If it's not posted no trespassing, it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter anything.
Oh, all right.
You can go. It's legal. And it's
Legal
crazy.
beagle.
Yep. So like we found a pretty good piece and put some trail cameras up. We were only there for a week and we hunted it hard, and we had like 4 or 5 deer we were gonna shoot that were 130 or bigger. And one night it was like freaking 85 degrees or something, and this guy, we watched him. We were in the stand at like, I don't know, it was pretty early, and this guy walked across the bean field for probably a mile to come to this place, and he's swatting mosquitoes the whole time because it was so hot. The mosquitoes were horrible.
They're
but
like blue jays.
Yep. If it's not posted, no trespassing. You have free reign to go on it.
Wow.
So it's but we've talked about going back this year, but possibly in the works, maybe.
I like to ask this question on most episodes. I try to, but you guys both shot awesome deer, multiple deer. You know, you're producing film and stuff. But if you could say one thing individually that makes you a better hunter, that you could just tell someone that is just starting out, or even someone that's been doing it forever, what would it be? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but
You're gonna make me go first.
Yeah.
Make you go first, so then.
Be patient.
okay.
I mean,
Hunt from the ground.
Yeah,
That's
hunt
what
from the
matters.
ground.
I mean, it's everybody knows this that has hunted for any amount of time. Patience is a virtue. I mean, you want to kill big deer, you got to put in your time. I mean, some people are lucky and they go out their first year and kill a giant, but a lot of people like my mother, she started bow hunting a few years ago, and she's hunted for 4 or 5 years now, and she hasn't even had an opportunity at a good opportunity at killing a big deer. And she just you just got to be patient. Your time will come. And you will get a big one eventually.
I'm gonna say just hunt smart and play the wind and do everything you possibly can to do it all right. A lot of people get pretty, like Matt said, be patient. A lot of people get pretty they think it's that time of the year and
They
they
get
just
discouraged.
they go for it, or even though it's November, deer are going to be up on their feet, you still have to hunt right. If you don't hunt right, your success rate or opportunity rate is probably gonna decline.
And if you don't have the right farm,
Right.
you gotta have does.
You can't kill
what's not
You
there.
can't kill. Yeah, exactly. You can't
Exactly.
kill what's not there. There's not a 180-inch deer behind every tree in Illinois. There's not. I don't care what they say on TV, but there's not.
Yeah.
All right, early October, last year Bucks Daylight. You're going in this year to hunt them hard.
Going in.
Risk
In
it
the
to get
morning.
the biscuit.
There you go. Risk it to. I'm gonna say that every podcast until
You kill something.
October.
I feel like October 4th. I'm gonna say October 6th this year. I'm gonna get a text from Ryan saying I shot this buck.
I risked it, and I damn sure got the best.
I got October 15th, two bucks the last 3 years, so that's like my day, man.
What's the,
November 4th through the 8th is mine.
I don't-
Killed a couple on Veterans Day. On the, November 4th I've killed 3 bucks. November 6th I've killed 2 bucks.
Everybody's got their
all
day.
All Pope and Young. I mean,
the one farm?
there's several nice days in there that are
The one-
stellar.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can't thank you guys enough coming on. This has been a blast, man. We could just do this for like a whole nother 2
Hell,
episodes.
we've been here for like almost 4 hours now.
Have you? Haven't really been 4 hours?
No, it's been
Oh,
3.
It's been 3. Shit.
Still.
Yeah.
Hey, but
It's all
when you're talking deer hunting, it's kind of hard
Yeah.
to stop.
Yeah. Bush lights and deer hunt, man. They just flow. It's just it's a
Cracking
good time.
cold ones and talking about shooting deer.
Heck
You
yeah.
you can't beat that kind of stuff.
We can't thank you guys enough, man. This has been a blast.
Appreciate you having
you.
us,
Yep,
guys.
absolutely.
Yep. Check out Last Breath. I mean,
Yeah, where can they find you guys?
Vimeo, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram,
Carbon TV.
Carbon TV. If there's a network out there that's
Yeah.
you know knowledgeable to the general public, you're going to find us there.
Yeah.
We announced at the launch party that we are
Pursuit channel.
gonna be on the Pursuit channel in the fourth quarter, showing a couple episodes. So
Stellar.
you can find
I'm
us
pumped
there.
about that. That's
You can
gonna
actually watch us on TV.
That's gonna be big
Yeah.
for you guys.
So if
man.
anybody out there has Pursuit channel,
yeah,
I need to come over and watch it. 'Cause
I don't have Pursuit Channel.
I don't even have cable.
Yeah, I don't
Party
cable
at my
either.
house.
Yeah,
Party at my
Party Ryan's.
Yeah, but yeah, you
I'm
got
I'm not buying beer, but you can come over and watch
Yeah.
it. Just bring the beer.
just to our listeners, you guys. I mean, this team and these guys are putting out high quality, edited, different than almost anybody out there. I mean, it's so like it's. I say next level a lot, but these guys are next level because they are. It's not your typical hunt. I mean, they're telling a story. The music is awesome. The B-roll is awesome. Everything ties together. I mean, and
The image quality.
yeah, the image quality, and then what my favorite is the people that are behind it. Like they show the funny side. You get to know a little bit more about the people's personalities. You know, they don't act like they're some famous hunter. They're relatable guys that'll come like on a podcast like this and talk for 3 hours
Right.
about deer hunting. You know what I mean?
You get to see Garrett in his kitchen cooking steak like he knows how to cook a steak.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how Logan's ass stinks on
Yeah,
on
yeah,
episodes.
yeah,
Like, I mean,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't, you ain't gonna see that
You
anywhere
ain't gonna
else.
see that anywhere else. I mean, these are just real ass guys putting out high quality product. I mean, I cannot say enough about you guys. Your launch party next year, we're gonna try to get as many people as we can come to that thing. Dude.
You tell
If
me
you
how many
don't,
tickets.
don't show up.
If
Yeah.
you tell me how many tickets you need, I'll get you.
I'm gonna try to bring a freaking bus load because
That
you
will
guys
If you don't
deserve
come,
it.
you're completely missing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I
If
know
you
what
do
you're
not
missing.
go to that launch party, that was one thing. That was one of the biggest things that we have gained from this podcast. Just the knowledge that exists. Because if we didn't have this, we would have never known about that. And we heard about that, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then we went, and I was like, oh my god, dude. The amount of stuff you gave away, you did it local. Like, you could have went to some big city to reach new people, but you did it to the people
Yep.
from when you guys started a long time ago.
And then when you guys see the episodes they're gonna release, from this point on, and then when you go to that party, you get a teaser for the shit that's happening this fall for next year to come out.
Yeah, and you just get jacked because it's better. It's better. You know what I mean?
We
It's
just hope we can keep getting better and better every fall.
man, if you guys get any better, I'm never gonna be able to catch up.
Oh, yeah.
Motherfucker, dude. It's you guys are. I mean, you guys are. I told Garrett this. You guys are honestly, absolutely crushing it. And what's weird is like when we talk to you guys, it's the same thing with me and me and homie. We think about how we were podcasting 6 months ago,
Sure.
and we think it's garbage. And the same way you guys think, Mac, we could do so much better. And
Oh,
that's why you
absolutely.
guys keep getting better. And that's, the same reason we try to keep getting better too, is you guys you're not ever satisfied. You don't ever give up,
Exactly.
But you guys, honestly, we're not trying to blow you on the podcast. I mean, that's why we share your stuff. You guys are killer. I mean, your stuff is
We
amazing.
appreciate that.
I appreciate
and
it.
a lot of people will say, that common phrase, "Don't poke the bear." Well, we poke the bear when it comes to each other. You gotta
There you
poke.
go.
You gotta poke the bear in
Yeah.
order to get the best out of each other.
Yeah, I'm always telling homie shit that we should be doing. I'm like, man, we should be doing this. We should be doing that. And I'm the workload I put on him because he's like the tech guy, and I, he always comes through. But
That's the thing.
You know.
Matt and I sit and text all day long about
My
shots we need to
fiance
hit.
gets pissed. You talk to him more than you talk to me.
Yeah.
Shots
Yeah.
we need
Come
to
on
hit.
now.
yeah,
Or-
I'll spend
It's
an
serious.
hour on the phone.
You just
with-
saw him
yeah.
yesterday. What
Yeah.
could you possibly talk about now that you didn't talk
Always
about
something.
yesterday?
Always
Bro,
something, man.
Just never
Pictures we
ending.
need to take,
The mind-
B-roll
the
we
mind
need to
is
take,
constantly
or deer we
rolling.
need to talk about, or
Dude, their pictures are just
Yeah,
out of this
your
world.
guys' picture qualities.
And I just talked to Cody for 2 hours on the phone today, and we were just talking about your guys, and I was like, we're thinking of an intro for our hunts this year and stuff, and I was just like, dude, we just need to get some good pictures. And I was like, we got this, we got that. I was like, dude, it's just so much time.
Yeah.
And then before your guys' launch party, you guys are rolling all the pictures you have. And now that I sit back and think about it, like I was thinking this when I was there. I can't fathom the amount of time you guys have just taking pictures.
Yeah, props to you guys,
It's
man.
a lot.
The amount of work,
It's a workload.
the amount of work that you guys do, let alone just hunting, which you guys love. The amount of work that you guys are putting into this
It's good.
is
that we-
incredible, dude. And I don't think people realize that when they see it on the TV. They don't understand how much work. You know, we had a guy who's a freelance film photographer here on the podcast for Team 200 and Red Arrow and stuff like
Right.
that. And he's telling me that there's 40 hours in an episode and stuff of film, you know, for them guys.
sure.
I'm like, I can't fathom the amount of workload that you guys have. You're carrying all this stuff to the stand. You're filming. You're always thinking about how to get better. And then on top of that, you're trying to kill
A deer.
awesome
Right.
deer. You know,
Right.
not just deer, awesome deer. You know what I mean?
And mind you, this is all done after we work in a day's
Yeah,
time.
and you
know,
guys
we're
are
not
full-
just doing
yeah.
this shit traveling around 10 states a year hunting. We're doing this shit freaking 4
and
o'clock
one
to
thing-
dark, you
yeah.
know, 3 o'clock to dark. We're getting off work, showering, and getting our ass out there in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we're making every second count.
One thing I will say is the amount of stuff that you guys do non-outfitter. That's why me and homie like you a lot, man. Because you watch a lot of hunting shows. It's freaking
Yep.
outfitter. Okay, these guys are crushing big deer, but they're not relatable. And,
Right.
You know, and like just like this podcast, we want to have relatable people, and I want to watch relatable hunting. You guys are hunting small properties. You're getting it done, super high quality. When you could be like, okay, I'm gonna pay X amount of money, and then I hate it when they show that. Oh, this is a 4-year-old, you know, this is some trail cam pictures. They've never seen that deer before.
Right.
They're getting some trail cam pictures
They
and they're
don't-
trying
they
to
don't-
create
they
a
don't put in that
story.
work.
When you guys have the whole story, you've been putting in work for 3-4 years on this buck, and it's finally coming together. And that's why I think your film and your team means more to me to watch than a lot of other people that do it, because a lot of other people they're not putting the time in that you guys are putting in. So, we just blew you up on a podcast, though. But we just want to
I'm
say
a little
thank
raw downstairs
Yeah,
right now.
you
Yeah.
are.
But I appreciate all that though.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we-
that means a lot.
Yeah, you guys are doing awesome
We
stuff.
can only hope everybody thinks as highly of us as you guys
I think
do.
people do. If they don't understand how much work you guys are putting in. But if you guys come to the launch party with us,
You'll
you guys
understand.
understand
know.
how cool these people are.
And
you
you'll
know?
probably leave with something.
Yeah,
I
you probably leave with
guarantee
something.
you
I
will
mean,
leave with something.
yeah.
I don't even
I
know
got
how
yelled.
much,
I got yelled at for hiking T-shirts between my legs like a football this year.
I'm not
'cause I was
sure
taking too much time.
how much stuff we gave away.
I don't
It
know
was
how much stuff you gave away, but I
ridiculous.
got this hat that I've been wearing since
I like it.
every day.
Looks
Now
good.
I gotta pay $5
Now
to
he's
get
got a
another
$5,
badass
yeah,
one.
to get a. But I got some NA Plea quick fletches.
Yeah.
I got
The benefit to everybody is it's completely free.
I know,
Just show
exactly.
your
And
ass
there's
up.
free beer.
Free beer,
I mean,
free
gee,
gear, free
beer,
free entry.
free
All
badass
you gotta-
film, free gear. I mean, like, come on, man. I can't even. Yeah. You guys, if you guys want to come, let us know. We'll get the tickets. They already said we'll bring 300 people if you got to.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
The more the merrier.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
I would say you look like you want to throw something up to the upper deck.
We're always for a good old-fashioned gangbang.
all right, guys, we're gonna get off here.
More to come from these guys.
Yeah, more to come for these guys. We had so much fun with Matt and Jesse from Last Breath TV that we wanted to make it 2 episodes for you guys. And what?
It's fine. It's on the wrong track. I just
Oh
have to
man,
slide it up.
yeah, homie's just over there just sweating bullets. But
Ah.
we want to make 2 episodes for you. You do not want to miss next week where we cover. What did we cover, homie?
We cover a bunch of stories and a bunch of
The fun
just
stuff.
the bunch
We
of
just
bullshit.
kept cracking bush lights and just kept letting her flow. So you guys do not want to miss next week's episode where we finish up with the Last Breath boys. Hopefully we have a lot more coming from this team. You guys got to check them out, man. Check them out this episode, and then the next episode, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Get ready for next week. I hope you guys enjoy.